What's up, y'all? It's your girl Chanel from Complex Simplicity. I hope that you had an amazing day. I'm just gonna jump right in. So when I heard that Beyonce was gonna perform at Coachella, I was like, that's dope, but it doesn't really mean that much to me because I won't be able to see it. Now, for those that know me, they know that anytime Beyonce comes into the tri-state area, as I live on the East Coast, I'm there, or I try my best to be there, right? I've been going to her concerts ever since the year 2005 with Destiny's Child, and then 2006 when she was an artist on her own, either '06 or '07. So it's a no-brainer for me when her or her husband come into town, or when they both come into town. I try my best to be there because I know I'm going to get my money's worth. It's going to be entertaining as hell. And I'm always walking away feeling a level of motivation. And if you're a creative like I am, particularly in music, then it's just a certain level of inspiration and motivation that you get when you go to their shows. And like I said, it's an amazing production. Beyonce's production is on another level. I've said this to people, even if she's not your favorite entertainer, do yourself the favor and go see her at least one good time, and then let's have that conversation. So when I found out Saturday, I work Saturdays, I got up, worked, came home, and this is where social media could be an amazing thing, because when I found out that Beyonce's concert, BEYCHELLA, Beyonce's show at Coachella, was actually going to be live streamed through YouTube, oh, I was like, it ain't nothing but a word. I am in there. And then I started realizing they're not going to air this until, well, it was live. So we on the East Coast wouldn't see it until like 2 in the morning. Mind you, I'd worked that day. I was tired. I was out celebrating a girlfriend's birthday the night before. I was tired. But I made sure, even though I was dozing off and on between the hours of 12:30 and 1:50 a.m., I made sure that I was up and that I had YouTube ready. And as tired as I was, once I saw the intro to the show, I was up, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready. And she did not disappoint. First things first, I think it's just so dope that for the culture, she made history, right? The first African-American woman to pretty much headline Coachella. That's huge, right? And then I think it was even more dope that she decided to pay homage and to show or shed light on HBCs or HBUs, historical black colleges, historical black universities. I'm not sure which one is the legit term. So, there was a lot of stepping in there. There was a lot of that marching band kind of sound. The dancing, it still had a lot of B there. It was epic that, she brought out her husband. We all know the hard times they went through a few years ago, so it's great to see that they seem to be doing well. It was so dope to see that she brought out Destiny's Child. I don't know about y'all, but before I was a full-on Beyonce fan, I most definitely was a Destiny's Child fan. And of course, to see her bring out her sister Solange, it was just so dope. She shared her moment. She shared her platform with the people who mean the most to her, and I thought that was a beautiful thing to see. Like I said, Beyonce never disappoints with her level of performance. That woman was dancing her ass off, singing, didn't miss a beat, didn't miss a step, didn't miss a note for the most part, and looked gorgeous while doing it. I was amazed at how snatched her body is. Even if she did get plastic surgery help, I'm not mad at it. She's had 3 children and she looked amazing. And like I said, just everything it represented was so dope to me. I loved the artistry of it, the musicality of it, the way she weaved in and sequenced these songs. Even the songs that she probably didn't have enough time to perform, she would still have moments where the band would play other things. Like I love that after she had her grand entrance with the crown and like the Nefertiti on the back of her robe or whatever, I think that's what it was. I loved that when she's in the back, I guess, doing a quick change, that they're playing a song from her husband's album, which I love, Family Feud, right? I loved that even when Destiny's Child performed, they always do the normal version of say my name. But me and true Destiny's Child fans probably were vibing more so with the remix. So when I heard the you better say my name, I was excited. I jumped up and like sat up in my bed and was like, yo, like this is so dope. And you know, this was a Timbaland remix to Say My Name, which had that stepping concept. So that's why they were like, ooh, you know, it was so dope. And you know, I was one of the instructors at my college, the step instructors, and the crazy thing is I used that song as one of our routines one year. And yes, so it just rang all kinds of bells for me. I had to post it on my personal social media because I'm like, anyone who knows me knows that I'm here for this, you know. And then even after they did that, you know, how she still always pays homage to her husband throughout the show. That was pretty cool. Just how she sequenced everything, it just made sense. And I'm pretty sure she's done so many shows, so many tours, so many concerts. So the fact that she actually was able to find different and creative ways to perform these songs and to sequence it. What I will say is the rapper OT Genesis, he just ought to tweet Beyonce or put it out there that he's grateful that she used one of his songs during one of her dance breaks. Get into that money, or however the words go. Same old from the block, hey, right? I'm pretty sure his level of streaming and song purchases or downloads went up from Coachella, okay? Because when B dances to one of your songs and the world is like, oh shoot, what song is this? I am pretty sure OT Genesis, you know what I'm saying, he showed a lot of love, one, and probably got more downloads and streams, you know? Most people know him from Cut It, whoa, cut it, skirt, cut it. You need to cut it. Like most people know him from that, for that song, but the song that she danced to was pretty dope. So I just love that, you know, it just was a well thought out show. And I liked that at the very end of the concert, she said, you know, she said her thank yous and she explained, you know, she was unfortunately unable to perform at Coachella the way she was supposed to the year prior because she was pregnant with Rumi and Sir, her twins. And, you know, she said, but she had a lot of time to mastermind and to think of the concept and what she wanted to say. I also love, because I do follow her mother on Instagram as well. I follow Beyonce, Solange, and Miss Mama Tina Knowles, and or Tina Lawson. And I love the fact that she, you know, she was honest and she said, you know, when Beyonce was telling me about this concept or, you know, how she was going to, you know, build this Coachella performance off of, you know, historical Black college, you know, she was concerned that the demographic that Coachella normally brings out, which is normally Caucasians, she didn't think that they were going to be able to get it. And she had concern and she expressed that to her daughter, Beyonce. And she said, you know, Beyonce's response made me feel bad, but made me kind of be like, you know what, she's right. You know, I have to think more along those lines, right? Beyonce said, listen, I'm at the level of my career where when I have something to say, you know, or if there's something that I feel like, or a way that I should express my art that could be powerful and that takes a stand for certain things, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm no longer into being popular and just doing things, you know, creating shows, you know, making music that is just to be on the top of the pop charts or the Billboard 100s. I'm at the stage been there, done that, right? I'm at the stage in my career where now whatever I do has to have a serious purpose. There has to be passion behind it, and it has to make a statement and be powerful. And I have to respect that. And I respect Mama Knowles Lawson, for even, you know, saying that, you know, that she even herself doubted her daughter's concept for a split second. But for her to see how it took the world by storm and how, regardless of whether people understand what comes with attending a Black college, what comes with the culture of the Black colleges and being Black, African American person of color, that her daughter actually went with her gut, and her gut didn't steer her wrong. She had something to say. She had a statement she wanted to make. She wanted to make a powerful statement, and that's exactly what she did. And I know between watching all the E! News, Daily Pop, Wendy Williams, The Real, everybody was like, BEYCHELLA it is. She, I think, already has broken the record of the most viewed performances at Coachella. She's already broken many records, and it's only been, what? Technically, the performance was Sunday. Only been about 3 days, you know. And so I think that's so dope. And this is why I've rocked out with Beyonce for so long. I like that she always pushes herself. I'm inspired by her incredible work ethic. Let me tell you, when that concert ended at almost 4 in the morning, as tired as I was inspired. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm already trying to plan out my initial and first ever Complex Simplicity event where, you know, I want to perform some of the songs from my EP, and I want to, you know, showcase another project that I'm working on that'll be out soon. And, you know, it just, those kinds of moments, it just inspires me. I know that I have friends, I have people who know me that probably don't understand why I really respect and admire Beyonce. She's not my idol. Okay, I don't put nobody before God. Nobody's getting that kind of reverence from me and praise and worship in that way. But what I will say is, as an entertainer, as a singer, as an artist, she's my favorite. And I really feel like she embodies grace, poise, class, elegance. She seems like she's very humble. She's true to herself. She treats people well. She has a good head on her shoulders. She has good people in her corner. And like I said, her work ethic is just on a whole other level. Like, I aspire to, whatever I put my hands to do, to really have such an awesome work ethic. And I pride myself on that at my day job. And I pride myself on that at my night job, which is what I'm doing right now. You know, no matter how tired I am, or if I don't really feel the greatest, or if I'm just not having a good day, you know, the work still has to get done, right? I still strive to keep up with goals and time frames and deadlines that I set for myself. Like, I take it seriously as if, you know, I'm being paid millions or hundreds of thousands of dollars to create, you know? And I feel like if you have that kind of work ethic, it could only open other doors for me and take me farther than where I am. And I remember sharing this with my brother because, you know, he was my producer for the EP, as I've stated on many of occasions. And my brother's a very busy man. He's a newlywed. He does a lot for his church. He's involved in a lot of ministries. You know, he works nights. Like, his time was very limited. So I was definitely grateful for the fact that he made time for me, his little sister, you know, to do this music thing. But there were definitely times where, if I'm being honest, I sensed that my brother just was being stretched very thin and didn't always have the time for maybe what I felt I needed for this first project. And I remember explaining to him on at least 2 occasions, I'm taking this thing seriously like it's my only shot, right? In my mind, this is not for laughs and giggles, right? When I decided to do an EP and to create music, to write music, to come up with melodies, you know, and all of that jazz, I was taking it seriously. This wasn't just, oh, Chanel's just playing around. This is just fun for her. And I remember saying to him, you know, you never know what door this EP can open. You know, I wasn't necessarily expecting for my music to like do huge numbers and be on the radio, but then there's the other side of me that's like, but you never know. Stranger things have happened, right? But in my mind, I kept saying to myself, Chanel, work hard and do the best that you can do, because you never know what doors this can open. For all I know, artists could reach out to me, or companies could reach out to me wanting to write jingles for commercials, wanting to write or help co-write songs for artists, you know, wanting me to be a part of something vocally or whatever. You just never know what opportunities can come your way. And so that's why my mentality is always to not take these kinds of opportunities I'm creating for myself for granted. You know, A lot of times we feel like when people give us opportunities, you don't want to take it for granted, and I agree with that. But I would also say when you're creating opportunities for yourself, also please don't take that for granted, because you never know who may get wind of what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Who may see whatever project you're working on, who may hear about you, you know, and work ethic is everything. Time is money out here. If someone hired me to do something musically, like, they want to know that I'm going to get the job done within the deadline and time frame that was set before me. And so I always think about those things. Maybe it's because I come from the social work professional world where everything is based on deadlines and time frames, and you know, you have to just get the job done, you have to figure it out, and you have to be on top of your ish, right? That's kind of the profession that I've been in for the past 13 years. High pressure, very stressful, where you always have to be accountable for everything that you do, and you always have to cover your ass, right? That's the profession that I'm in, and I've been in for years. And so maybe that's just a part of me. It was floating in the air. Maybe that's just something that's a part of me because of what I'm accustomed to work-wise, but I transferred that to my literal passion projects. And to me, the things that you're passionate about, you should go even harder for, right? You know, so it's funny, I'm with my supervisor today. We're having supervision this morning, and, you know, she said some really encouraging things to me that really, you know, warmed my little heart. I have a new supervisor. You know, we worked together in the past years ago, never really knew each other much, but knew of each other. And she now was my supervisor 10 years later, 12 years later. And she's been my supervisor legit maybe for almost a month now. And just to hear her feedback that was so unsolicited, you know, she was like, girl, when I move up, you move up. You're my right-hand woman, so to speak, and I see so much for you, and I know that you have other things that you're probably passionate about and you don't want to do this, which makes me wonder if she knows about this whole complex simplicity movement. It's a small world, and, you know, we're all connected somehow on social media. There's someone that we both know that I'm connected with, so she may know certain things through that person, not sure. But she was just like, you know, I need you to, like, go back to school and do your thing, because you have what it takes to be a supervisor. You have what it takes to lead. You have the personality, you have the skill set. And for her to have only observed my work ethic for the past month and to be able to tell me on more than one occasion so far, like, you're my right hand, and when I move up, I'm bringing you with me, like that, I was like, oh my goodness, you know what I'm saying? And to be honest with y'all, I've been trying to get it out of my job for a while now, and I've been asking God, like, why do you still have me here? And who knows, maybe part of the divine purpose is for me to be a leader. I know I'm a natural born leader. I have a lot of natural skills that requires to be a leader, to be a supervisor, and things of that nature. I still have a lot to learn, but who knows? I've been like, Lord, why do you still have me here? It's been 13 years. Why can't you know, provide other opportunities for me? Which is another reason and another reason why Complex Simplicity has been born, because I was so sick and overwhelmed and tired and fed up of my job that I had to create an outlet for myself, not realizing what initially started out as a hobby was going to quickly become something I wanted to build, you know, for my way out of my day job, so to speak. And I still don't know what God has in store. Maybe it still is purposed for me to climb up the ladder. I don't know. But I do know, regardless of what's meant for me at my day job, I'm still plugging away at my night job. This is the passion job right here. And I say all that to say, work ethic is everything. When you think people are not watching you and noticing you, trust me, they are. And like I said, for my supervisor, who's only been over me for about a month, to pick up on all these things about my personality and my skill set and my abilities and capabilities, like that said a lot, you know, and that even opened my eyes, you know, up to say, okay, Chanel, like, we even need to turn this thing up even more at your day job and at your passion job at night, you know. Why I can do both? Why can't I have it all in that way, you know? And so people like Beyonce have inspired me over the years as far as work ethic, as far as pouring your heart and soul into something that you're passionate about, as far as, There were times where I was re-recording songs over and over. The song Be Free, just to let you know a little behind the scenes tea, Be Free is the song that I recorded and re-recorded the most. Most of the songs might have been twice, right? Because when my brother and I were initially recording, I don't know what was happening where I couldn't really hear myself. So I was on key, don't worry about that, but it didn't come out the way I wanted it to. And so we ended up re-recording all of the songs once we figured out how I can hear myself as I was singing and recording. But Be Free, for some reason, and that's the one with the beat everybody associates with Benita Applebaum. The everywhere I go, I see no one really wants to be free. That song, it's like we'd rather be you than me. What's the way? That song I re-recorded the most, maybe 4 times. And it's such a simple song that I wrote and I arranged, and for some reason I just felt like I wasn't hitting it the way I heard it in my head. And so, my brother would get annoyed, if I'm being honest, because he had limited time once again. And the last thing he wanted to do was re-record things or keep re-recording things. But I kept pushing the envelope with it because my work ethic, that's just how I'm built, how I'm wired. And also because I wanted to be able to be proud of this project. Real talk, and I'm not trying to blow smoke up my own ass, so to speak, but I listen to my own music and admire it like it was someone else's on the radio that I admire. On my way to work this morning, I'm rocking to, my EP. Last night before I went to bed, my husband's watching the game on the TV. We're snuggling and cuddling and laying in the bed together. And when he watches something I'm not 100% focused or into watching, I'll take out my phone, put my headphones in, and, listen to or watch whatever, even though we're snuggled up, hugging. My husband's always rubbing on my body, right? To be what husbands should be doing. That's how they still into it, ladies. I'm listening to my own music, and I'm listening to my music almost as if it's another artist that I like. And it was so important to me to be able to create musical art that I could be proud of, right? Now, don't get me wrong. There's certain parts where I still may be like, ooh, if I had one more take, to make that just a little clearer, a little crisper, a little whatever. But for the most part, I'm proud of my album. I'm proud of my EP. I can listen to it from beginning to end over and over, and I feel like, and the thing is, I'll listen to it in between regular songs. So I'll play a Beyonce song, or I'll play a Cardi B song, or I'll play an oldies joint. I'll play some SWV and then play my song just to see if it's almost like, who's this chick? Get this chick off the Bluetooth, right? But I'll play it just to almost see how it vibes and measures up to some of the very songs I know and love. And I still stand behind and love my music. Now, you out there may have a different opinion, but it was important for me to be proud of my art, which is why I wanted to work at it and not take it like it was just this light thing, or like it was just, this is for laughs and giggles. No, this is serious stuff, because in my mind, you never know who could stumble on this EP and it can open other doors for me. You know what I'm saying? You just don't know. And I gotten that from, my parents have very good work ethics, so it's probably in my blood. I'm very organized with certain things, and I see my goals through. I pride myself on that. But also the people I admire in the industry, like the Beyoncés, who have amazing work ethics and who are uber creative and who really only worry about competing with themselves. I'm not worried about what my friend over here is doing. I'll be there to ride out with you and support you. I'm not worried about what this person over here is doing. You know what I'm saying? Another thing that I said was I was going to make more of a point to network and support other women who may not necessarily be in my friend circle, but other women who are doing positive things. Someone I went to college with, shout out to you, Tammy, went to 2 of her dance classes during the month of, I guess, March into April. I think what she's doing is positive. I think what she's doing is dope. Hopefully we're able to collaborate for a potential performance of my music, but I'm here to support other people. It's not about me, feeling slighted or feeling less than, or like I can't, support someone else. And even if I happen to catch myself feeling a little feelings of jealous or some kind of way, I check that ish real quick and be there, and you support that person. If they're representing what my movement is about and it's along the same lines, I'm rocking out with you. As long as it's positive and empowering, you got me. You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say, I started out talking about how dope BEYCHELLA was, and now I'm on some inspirational stuff. But welcome to Complex Simplicity. This is what it's about, right? So I say all that to say, greatness requires hard work, and it requires strong work ethic, focus, and believing in yourself even when the odds are against you. I am pretty sure Beyonce's mother was not the only one low-key deep down inside like, is this the right audience for this type of show that you're trying to do? But Beyonce, for whatever reasons, in her heart of hearts and her gut and her intuition, it told her, nope, I don't care if it doesn't seem like this is not the right demographic for this type of show. I'm doing it. This is what needs to be done. And a lot of times, in order for us to achieve a certain level of greatness in that way, and to get the job done, get the goal complete, there are times where you have to believe in yourself enough and have confidence enough. I learned that even with this EP. It's something very nerve-wracking when you release your art to the world, to the public. It's open for scrutiny, right? Open for opinions. Social media can be one of the most ruthless places and environments if you're not careful, right? And so I knew, and I was trying to prepare myself, Chanel, people may think your stuff is whack, and they may voice that, and your loved ones may not support you. You already go through that a lot of times on a normal day. So don't feel or slighted if you sense that with this EP you're not getting that love that you always give. I was preparing myself. I didn't want people to blow smoke up my ass, but at the same time, I wanted it to be where you get the honest opinion. But of course, everybody wants to be shown love. You want your art to be received and accepted by people. And thankfully, I did get a lot of positive feedback. But who knows the low-key talk people could have. And when I say people, more so the people in my world, who knows? It could be your own family, your own friends that are like, they'll be nice to you and try to like, yeah, girl, that was great. And then low-key be like to somebody else, I don't think that was too hot. You just never know. But I couldn't focus on that. I had to, as long as I was happy with the project and I could sleep at night and I feel like I want to rock to it and bump it in my car and bump it in my house, I'm good. But it takes a certain level of balls, like I always say, to put your art out there. And so I respect the Beyoncés who time and time again just do dope, great things, and she supersedes herself each time, you know what I'm saying? And I respect that. And, so let's just all have work ethics out here. Let's work hard for the things we're passionate about. Let's actually be balls to the wall, as I often say, and believe in ourselves and our movement and what it is we have to say. One of my girlfriends was like, congratulations on the EP. And, I remember you saying you were going to do this. It's so cool that you actually did it. And I said, yeah. I said, as nerve-wracking as it was and fun as it was, I had something to say. And so I think at the core of anything we do creative, there has to be a message in it. There has to be something that we're passionate about enough to relate to someone else. And with the EP entitled The Complex Simplicity of Me, which is out on SoundCloud right now under Chanel Casimir, I had something to say. And it pretty much sums up what the whole movement is of complex simplicity. And I salute to the artists like Beyonce. You continue to inspire me to go hard, to stay true to myself. Even salute to artists like Kendrick Lamar, artists like Cardi B. I always say when you stay true to you, that's when you'll truly win. That's when doors will really open for you. That's when, at the end of the day, no regrets because you were true to who you were, right? Beyonce was true to who she was with this whole Coachella movement and anything else she's ever done. And for that, I'm thankful. So it's so much beyond the great dancing, the great production, the great singing. For me, what I see is someone who works hard as hell, and someone who has something to say, and someone who doesn't care what other people say at this point. She's going to stay true to her and do her, and I'll forever be motivated and inspired by that. Let me know what you thought about her performance. Did you tune into BEYCHELLA? Another thing before we close, I like to be in the moment, right? What I mean by that is this. When I heard that B was going to be on, it was, the BEYCHELLA whole Coachella performance was going to stream on YouTube Live, I wanted to be a part of that. I feel like there's a certain rush that you get when you're a part of what's happening in the moment. And maybe some didn't know, maybe some didn't care, some might have tuned in and tried to piece together different clips on YouTube, or maybe some were able to watch the whole thing on YouTube. But it's a different feel when you're watching it a day or two later than when it's in the moment, live, it's happening, and you're in your house, your comfort zone, watching the greatness and the magic happen, right? Knowing that there are millions of other people at the same damn time watching the greatness and magic happening. I don't know about you, but for me, it's just a rush. Same thing like when a big time movie debuts like Black Panther. You know, I'm not someone that's necessarily all about the hype, but for certain instances, I'm okay with being a part of that moment as it's happening, as opposed to waiting 2-3 months later to watch the movie. You know, there's some people who are just anti-hype, anti-whatever. But for me, I think it's like a powerful and energizing feeling I get when I know I'm in the trenches with other people at the same damn time, witnessing history in some way happening. And even Black Panther has made history. So only for historical things, not for everything, right? But stuff like B hitting Coachella and headlining, oh yeah, your girl was getting up at 2 a.m. to watch that. So anyway, thank you so much. Comment under this vlog. Let me know what you felt about BEYCHELLA. Did you think she killed it? Did you like the powerful message behind it? That black girl, black man realness magic? Let me know. Continue to rock out with your girl by going to complexsimplicity.com. And until next time.